Hello everyone. Today we are going to do mindless doodling. For that, we'll start by making a leaf starting from the center of the paper. So I first made a point at the center, and from that point I'm going to make leaves like this. Make it in all directions like it's a flower. It is sort of like a leaf-shaped flower. Next, start making lines like this, starting from the very end tip of the flower and joining towards its center, and here like this. Not everywhere it is following the same thing, but it does look like a curled up flower. So follow me as I make these lines here. Once you're done with these kind of lines, we'll start adding design over here. Make a point like this, and then on that you start stacking up these kind of shapes like this, making it go bigger and bigger. So it looks like this design becomes really small and thin in the middle, but as it goes towards upwards, it expands and becomes bigger, but then as it reaches towards the tip, it again becomes small and thin. So this is kind of a graduation that we see in this picture here. So continue making like this for all the sides and for all the petals here. Once you're done making the designs in the middle, now we'll start adding circles in the area that we marked with double lines here. Make sure you're covering the entire area when you're making these circles. And again, it starts from thin and small circles, and then as we move towards the center, it becomes bigger, and then again it becomes small, depending upon the space that is left over here. Do the same thing for all the leaves that are present here. Once you're done with this step, take an eraser and lighten up the sketch. We do not want the pencil lines to be visible when we have outlined it and completed our picture. So we are going to make it faint. So when we are layering it with watercolors and with pen later on, it will be barely visible. Okay, so now I'll start with turquoise color and I will apply this color in this area like this. And then I will use a watery mixture of this color to spread it so that we have thick color in the middle, and as it moves towards the outer side of the petals, it becomes lighter. So we have a transition from dark to light over here. So as you can see, I'm spreading out this color over here. Be careful, do not color the circles in the process. And make sure that you have an even tone and you do not have cauliflower edges as well. Now here also I'll do the same thing. Color the leaves that I'm coloring in one color. You can also replace turquoise color with a color of your choice, but make sure that the areas that I have colored with turquoise color, you are also coloring the same with your color. So here again I'm adding this paint like this over here, darkening up in the center. This leaf also goes ahead with the same technique and same steps. Once we are done with this turquoise color, I'll take yellow color and I'll do the same thing on these leaves over here. Next, take scarlet red and repeat the steps that we did earlier with turquoise and yellow color. That is applying a dark mixture of color on one side and then spreading it towards the other side using watery mixture of that color. To make it easier, I'm coloring 2 or more leaves in the dark tone in this area like this, and then later on I'll take the watery mixture and quickly spread it around here. Done with the coloring part, take your black gel pen and outline everything that you see here. Once you're done outlining, take your black gel pen and fill up these areas. Now initially I started using black gel pen for filling up these spaces, but I found that it took a lot of time for me to cover up these areas. So later on I switched to a black marker that also had a fine point. So if you have a marker that has a fine point, be careful and use that for coloring these areas black. If you think that black marker might not be able to cover up the small areas, feel free to switch to the black gel pen in that areas. As you can see, now that I have switched to a black marker, it goes easier. But be careful, do not color outside the lines, and feel free to switch between black gel pen and the black marker depending upon the need. If there is a small area that you think that you will not be able to do it with the black marker, use your black gel pen for it. But do not spoil the picture in the process. Be patient because it's going to take a while, but I'm sure the outcome is going to be worth it. Be patient because it's going to take a while, but it will surely help you in your concentration with everything. there goes the last corner of this paper. And that's it. We are done with our picture.